This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
A local skating instructor knew Adam Rippon before he was winning medals for the United States. We'll talk with her next. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't have a red tie or shirt, but I do have this Red Sox pennant, and pitchers and catchers reported yesterday, so happy spring training, everyone. I'm Ken Kara. Thank you for watching us in HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513 and in SD on Channel 13. Well, do you have Apple TV or Google Chromecast? Download the Samsung Productions app to stream all your favorite local shows, including this one. And now here's your Wednesday headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Have you ever wanted to be an Olympic figure skater? One woman from our area was inspired by the Olympics when she was a child. Carol Zubers is now an ice skating instructor at the Toyota Sportsplex, formerly the Ice-A-Rama in Wilkes-Barre. She was also the very first ice skating inductee in the Luzerne County Hall of Fame. Carol sat down with our Lisa Sugar to talk about the influence of this year's Olympics game and the influence of one skater from Clark Summit, Pennsylvania, Adam Rippon, whom she knows and believes has a great chance to bring home the gold.
Do you see that more people are now coming out to you for ice skating because they're so enthralled with the Olympics?
Absolutely. It's like the catalyst for the Olympics to get your kids ice skating. Everyone sees it on TV, me included. Back in the day, the wide world of sports, on Sunday, we would be glued to the TV watching the ice skating competitions, nationals, and eventually the Olympics. And after that was done, it's like, Mom and Dad, we want to go ice skating, but there was nowhere to ice skate in Wilkes-Barre. So in 1976, Wilkes-Barre got a grant, and they built the Wilkes-Barre Ice-A-Rama. I stepped on that ice in 1976, and I've never left. I've still been there. So that's why it keeps myself so preserved. But ice skating is a great sport, novice, young and old. As long as you take the baby steps, it's a great sport and a healthy sport for everybody to enjoy. But if you're more intense, you got to hire a coach, a trainer, a choreographer, a stylist, and now a publicist, because skating makes you into a superstar. As we can see what's happening to Adam Rippon right now. He took off like wildfire. I know, I'm very passionate about it because I've known Adam since he was 11 years old. He used to skate at the Wilkes-Barre Ice-A-Rama, Keystone State Games, other competitions in Scranton, and at the Revolution Ice Rink in Pittston. He was kind of hard in the beginning of trying, the sport, and his mom was Kelly, who was very enthusiastic about getting him into it, and his brothers and sisters. But something happened, it took off, and he went to Philadelphia, and he got better and better and better, and that's the young man you see on TV today. And he has quite the personality, and that's what the judges are looking for, that personality. You can go out there and skate perfectly, but unless you have that joie de vivre, which he has, you may, just impress those judges.
Do you think now, are you seeing people coming into you or maybe, taking lessons and they're saying, we're watching Adam? I mean, how great is it when one of the superstars on the ice at the Olympics is from our area?
It's outstanding because it's a reflection of northeastern Pennsylvania. Good things do happen here. It could be the political center of the universe at times, but it also has great athletes like Adam Rippon, who worked really hard, and I'm so happy for him that he finally got his due. I did have the opportunity to speak personally with Adam before he went off in his Olympic bubble to Pyeongchang. I caught him at a right time. He was in Los Angeles, and he was just very enthusiastic and very positive about the games, and he's ready to rock this Olympics. And we saw that the other night, didn't we?
I mean, we're all keeping our fingers crossed that he comes home with a medal, but he has a good shot at gold.
He certainly does, and I believe that will be Friday night. That will be the men's long dance competition. It's whatever they want to do. That's when let the games begin. Believe you me, it will. There will be quads all over the place. It's going to be very intense. And one neat thing about this year is that at this Olympics, they can choose their own music with lyrics. So you're going to hear some cool music instead of rumbas and chumbas and all these like Beethoven and classical music, which is beautiful. But come on, America, let's rock. We got our music, we got our artists, we got Northeastern Pennsylvania's son, Adam Rippon, and a slew of other great ice skaters, too.
Speaking of the games, another local Olympian, Berwick's Jason Turdeman and teammate Matthew Mortensen had their moment today in doubles luge. They finished 10th in the competition, saw lots of social media posts about how proud Berwick and all of Pennsylvania were of the group. Now to the medal count. How about this? Double McTwist, 1260. That was one of the tricks Shaun White pulled off to win gold in men's snowboarding halfpipe. That highlighted Tuesday at the Winter Games. Tonight in primetime on NBC, medals will be handed out in figure skating pairs, plus there will be some slalom and downhill skiing and speed skating. Today is Ash Wednesday, the start of the 40-day Lenten season for members of the Christian faith. Many Christians will receive ashes on their forehead in the sign of the cross. The ashes are made from burned palm branches. The Lenten season culminates on Easter Sunday, the day Christians believe that Jesus Christ rose from the dead. Meanwhile, our Janine Lassan has started a public Facebook group for the Lenten season. The group is called Finding Hope When Life Hurts. She created it for anyone who wants spiritual support and growth through the 40 days of Lent. Janine will post a reading each day from the Lent 2018 Daily Reflections, Actions, and Prayer Book, and she invites you to post inspiring spiritual information of your own. Several changes are coming to the Laurel Mall. Our Lisa Sugar talks with mall property manager Rocco Aruzo to get an update on those changes, beginning with a new store that will be opening soon.
Now, there is one that you can tell people about, the former 3R Wicker store.
Correct. That lease was signed, and it's going to be, it's called the New Chinese Massage. They actually are remodeling. It's something we don't have here in the mall. So the gentleman also has 3 locations in Connecticut, so he decided to come here to the Laurel Mall. We're excited about it. They're remodeling the store, and the opening date is around April 1st.
Well, that sounds exciting, something
It is.
truly
It's something
different.
different.
Now, there are some stores that have closed or are in the process of
Right.
closing, so give us an update on those. And I know you do have interest in the mall, but you can't always tell us right away until the leases are signed.
No, people walk around every day saying, okay, Rocco, is it this one, is it that one? We hear this is coming, a lot of rumors out there, and that's good because it keeps us, on our toes. But as far as the Kmart, I'll start with Kmart. We do have 2 very good national retailers with letters of interest. We actually had them for a while, so we are working with them. But when Kmart announced that they were leaving, we were fortunate enough to have 2 other national retailers contact Lexington. So right now, ownership is weighing, which way they want to go, how much it's going to be to remodel. So that's the Kmart situation. So we hope to have a major announcement that I'm sure Lexington will make, not me. They'll make that announcement within the next maybe 30 days. I think that'll be all wrapped up. As far as we did lose our pet shop, unfortunately, Scott Wilkes, the owner, semi-retired. He still has the 1 or 2 locations at Whitehall, down by Allentown, but he just decided it was too much for him. And unfortunately, after so many years of having the pet shop, he was here actually, I believe, 15 years. The pet shop was here almost 27. But the day he announced to Lisa and I, our general manager, that he was going to leave, we immediately contacted someone from out of the area that we were familiar with. And actually, they came up, looked at the location, and there's very good, strong interest. So now we are working to secure a lease with them.
All right, now you told me you're also looking to secure leases for the Gallery of Sound building outside the mall as well.
Yeah, that actually, we have the letter of interest. The lease has already been sent to the prospectus that's coming in. We are working on the remodeling plans. So that announcement probably will come in the next few weeks on who it is once the lease is signed, but the lease has been sent out, and we're excited about that. And also, since we're talking about the strip center, so many people have been asking me, we can't officially announce it yet, but unofficially, that all these will be expanding. We are finalizing that, and that announcement will come down. And from what I understand, they want to start construction in April. So just to give the Hazleton area a little bit of, it's not really finalized, but let's just say that we're pretty sure that they're going to go through with the expansion.
All righty, that sounds great as well. And lastly, there's Olympia and Littman's, but work is in the process for those as well.
Yes, yeah, Olympia, we are working with another sports company. We're working back and forth and discussing the lease and when they can come. Sometimes, Lisa, where you run into is when you contact a company and they want to come to the mall, the timing might not be just in our favor or theirs. So we have to work according to timing, what's good for them, when they come, they explain, they have to hire. There's a lot in getting a lease done. So we are working with that company and the former Littmans. We also have actually 2 jewelers now interested in coming into that location. So once we wrap that up, we're back and forth with them every day on the phone and emails. Once we get that, we'll announce it.
Thanks again, Lisa. Meanwhile, Bogart's Sports Bar and Smorgasbord will also be opening at the mall. It's currently in the process of hiring employees. And a quick reminder that our SSPTV programming is available tonight and every Wednesday from 6:30 until 8 p.m. on our high-definition channel, Channel 513. You can also catch a rebroadcast of SSPTV News tonight at 8 p.m. on both channels, Channel 13 and HD 513. Coming up, Standard Speaker sports editor Dave Seaman joins me to talk about local basketball playoffs and more. And up next, tips on how to keep your Valentine's Day flowers flourishing after the holiday. This is SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Today, of course, is Valentine's Day, and one of the most popular gifts is baseball tickets. I'm just kidding, it's flowers. Tonight, our Lisa Sugar gets some tips from a local expert on how to preserve that special gift as long as possible.
Well, hopefully you were lucky enough to receive some beautiful flowers for Valentine's Day. And if you're wondering how to preserve them, we thought who to get that answer from but one of the local experts. Jennifer Barnasevich is the owner of Smith Floral Company here in West Hazleton. I am guilty of having a brown thumb. I kill everything that is green, unfortunately. So if we get beautiful flowers today, we're hoping to preserve them as long as possible.
Absolutely.
What advice do you have?
Yes, absolutely. Vase life on flowers is one of the most important aspects. People want their flowers to last. So if you got a vase of roses today, you want to make sure that the water's clean. You want to, so that there's no bacteria in the water, because once the bacteria builds up, that's what's going to shorten the life of your roses. So you can change the water, I would say every other day, give them a fresh cut, I would say once or twice a week, just to keep them sucking up that water and giving them the nutrition that they need to last for you.
And when we're cutting them, why is it important to cut it on an angle?
Well, you want to cut it on you want to use a clean knife or scissors or clippers, and you want to cut it underwater so that there's no bacteria that's going up into the stem.
I didn't realize that. Now, if you got your flowers at work and you
Yes.
have to take them home, it's cold out. So
That's right.
it's only a quick jaunt to the car. Can I leave them in there while I go to the grocery store? Tell me what I can do.
No, I'm sorry. If you receive flowers and it's below freezing, your flowers will freeze. So you don't want to leave them in the car. You want to make sure that they're wrapped when you take them home. Typically, they should come in some type of bag, or you want to put a garbage bag or something over it to protect them to get them home.
Now, when we do get them home, is there a good or bad place not to put them? Because maybe I'm putting them too close to a heat source.
Yeah, you don't want to set them, like people would set them on a TV or close to a radiator, so you don't want to keep them in an area that's very hot, and you want to keep them in a cooler area, but not somewhere where there's a draft, so not right in front of your door or something you're going in and out and it's getting that draft, because that will affect them as well.
Okay. And while we might have received roses, maybe we received an arrangement, a different kind of arrangement. How often do we water?
So if you receive an arrangement that's, say, in a basket or a container that has the green Oasis foam, that wet foam in it, you want to make sure that you should water it daily, because they're thirsty buggers. So you want to make sure that they're getting the water that they need.
So when we need water, they need water too.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right, great advice. Hopefully you got beautiful flowers or an arrangement today. If you have any questions, you can always call Jennifer Barnasevich here at Smith Floral Company, but hopefully she gave you the perfect advice to keep your flowers looking great for a long time.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
There were a lot of people walking through the doors of St. Gabriel's Church in Hazleton on this cloudy Ash Wednesday. Here's our forecast now from the National Weather Service. Tonight we have a 90% chance of some rain. We'll have a low of 42 degrees. And then on Thursday, 30% chance of some showers. Mostly cloudy day with a high of 58 degrees. Enjoy that. Thursday night we'll have rain with a low of 46 degrees. Friday, rain is likely before 7 a.m. We'll have a high of 50 degrees, a cloudy day. Friday night, partly cloudy. We're back down with some cold temperatures, low of 18 degrees. Saturday, a chance of flurries, partly sunny, high of 33. At night, snow is likely, mostly cloudy, low of 24. Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 41. And then Sunday night, partly cloudy, low of 28 degrees. Moving on to our green screen, pick 297, great year. Pick 3, 118. Pick 4, 4407. Pick 5, 90608. Wild number is 2. To clarify, I was talking about 1997. It's Dave Day after the break.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
Well, it's Valentine's Day, and if you love sports, you're in the right place. It's Dave Day with Standard Speaker sports editor Dave Seaman. Dave, was it you who coined the term March Madness down at March Hall? I read it in the Standard Speaker once. I don't know if it came from generations before that, but I like to use that every now and then.
I've used it before, whether I was the first one to use it or not. But yeah, it applies because it is still one of the best places to watch a playoff basketball game. If you ever have a chance to get down to Pottsville, I don't know if there are any newcomers in town who haven't had a chance to see a high school basketball game in Pottsville, but it looks as good now as it did back in the early 70s when it was opened. And I've seen a lot of playoff games there over the years as a fan and as a reporter. And you watch a lot of teams hoist trophies because if you want to be successful in March and you're a successful basketball team on the high school level, that's where you want to play.
And if you've never seen a game there, go tonight because the Schuylkill League girls basketball playoffs taking place at 6 p.m. Monoy area, the Division III champ, will take on Wild Card Pine Grove. North Schuylkill, the Division I champ, will take on Division II champ Minersville at 7:30 right after that. And Dave, when I was writing a scoreboard this week, I was going to say that it's a collision course, North Schuylkill and Monoy area, but then like Lee Course, so I thought not so fast. And you kind of said the same thing. This is a good field.
Minersville, we can't forget, won the state championship last year. Yes, they lost a lot of players from last year, but the tradition is there. They're not going to give up their titles without a fight. Pine Grove, traditionally one of the strongest teams in the Schuylkill League. Talk about state championships. They have them in they have trophies in their case for their successes in the basketball court too. So they're not going to back down against Mono area. And of course, Mono area, they have state championships. They have district championships. You get the Schuylkill League playoffs. It's and you got to handle the March Hall element too. And Mono area's been there before. North Schuylkill's been there before. And of course, so have Minersville and Pine Grove.
It will be March Madness, and the championship will be Friday at 6 p.m. Dave, Penn State Hazleton men's basketball, we did a story here on SSPTV News earlier this year about how many injuries they've had, how they've been battling all season long, and stayed in the playoff race. All of a sudden, they've made the playoffs as the number 6 seed for the Penn State University Athletic Conference playoffs, and it's been a wild ride getting there, and they needed some help, and it's been a wild week for them.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. They had to win, 3 games in 4 days just to get a chance to get in the playoffs, and they win on Friday night against Penn State Schuylkill on the road, 123-117 in triple overtime. You lose that game, then your playoff hopes are kissed goodbye. But then they win that game. Then not only that, they had to go on the road to suburban Pittsburgh to play New Kensington the following day. They come away with a win there. On Monday, they return home for a makeup game against Mont Alto. They win there. But that's not it. They also had to get help from, I believe, Penn State Lehigh Valley had to beat Penn State Du Bois and Penn State Fayette, another team that was contesting for that last playoff berth. They ended up losing to Greater Allegheny on Monday evening, so that opened the door for the local Lions to get in the playoffs, and they took advantage of the opportunity.
And you're talking to Jeff Rush. We'll see an article in the Standard Speaker.
There will be an article in the Standard Speaker, yes, and in advance of the game too, and we're going to have Steve Stallone cover the game this evening at Penn State York for coverage of the local Lions.
Excellent. And another championship handed out, Hazleton area winning Division I of the Wyoming Valley Conference in boys basketball. Dave, I guess number 1 on the checklist done for this year's team as they look to go on to bigger things.
Yeah, that's definitely, and Mike Joseph adopted the James Franklin philosophy this year, 1 game at a time, 1-0. Is that everything he tweets is always hashtag 1-0, and that's, right out of the playbook of James Franklin. You can't look past any other team. Obviously, there's a lot of expectations for this team this year, but to keep his team grounded, he's making sure that they're focused on each and every opponent. You clinch the division. Now you have a game against Dallas on Thursday evening. Dallas is the second best team in Division I all season. And I think the Cougars remember what happened in their last game last year. They lost to Myers last year in their last game. I think they want to go undefeated at home and set the tone right for the upcoming District 2-4 playoffs.
And you can read the recap of the Hazelton area game against Pittston area where they clinched it in today's Standard Speaker. Well, Dave, I've been watching the Olympics, and Adam Rippon, third place in men's singles during the team competition from Clark Summit. And I watched his performance, Dave. It's available on YouTube. Simply amazing. Go again and check it out. Afterwards, it was really his interview that I loved. You know, I don't know a lot about skating, but I do interview a lot of people, Dave, and I thought, I'd like to interview this guy. Have you ever watched somebody and think, oh man, it would be fun to sit down with them and have a little talk?
I think like Muhammad Ali would probably be the all-time great. I was fortunate enough to see him when I was a young kid. You know, I got to see his camp. My father took us to see him work out with a young Larry Holmes at that time, and a lot of other older boxers. My father recognized their names, but Muhammad Ali held court with a lot of youngsters, including, you know, my brothers and myself. To watch him, in his prime was something that I'll always remember, and to have a chance to be able to interview him, I think would have been a fantastic interview.
I love going on YouTube and watching old interviews with Muhammad Ali. Well, we hope you enjoyed this interview here with Dave Seaman. Read his work in the Standard Speaker.
Good evening, everyone. Here's today's talk. The Town Eagle Rock Annual Winterfest will be taking place from Friday, February 16th until Monday, February 19th. There will be plenty of activities like skiing, music, kids' activities, and more. SSPTV News would like to send our sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Florence Gregory of West Hazelton. Funeral is Saturday at 12 noon at the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home in Hazelton. Friends may call Saturday from 11 a.m. until 12 noon at the funeral home. Lucille M. Jones of Oneida. Mass is Friday at 10 a.m. at Queen of Heaven Parish at Our Lady of Grace Church in Hazelton. Friends may call Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the church. The Annick Funeral Home in Mount Pocono is in charge of the arrangements. Anna M. Marnell of Hazelton, who lived to be 101 years old. Mass is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. at Queen of Heaven Parish at Our Lady of Grace Church in Hazelton. Friends may call Saturday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. at the church. The Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home in Hazelton is in charge of the arrangements. Florence T. Sikora of Whitehall. A service will be held Friday at 11:30 a.m. at the Zents Center in Whitehall. Friends may call Friday from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. at the Zents Center. The Texler Funeral Home in Allentown is in charge of the arrangements. And Marguerite E. Wood of McAdoo. A gravesite service will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. at Mount Laurel Memorial Park in Hazel Township. The Dean W. Cringer Funeral Home in Bloomsburg is in charge of the arrangements. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name now on SSPTV News, you can call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Today's winner is Jan Pasden of Sugarloaf Township. Call now and leave a message at 570-455-7267 extension 104 for your free movie.
Dropped my Red Sox pennant, so I'm a little depressed right now. I'll get it later. Okay, everyone, tomorrow's Thursday. Big segment here on SSPTV News, getting to be very popular. Volunteer of the Week. Check us out tomorrow to find out who that is. And if you know someone who is always giving of their time, so generous, please nominate them by emailing Lisa at LISA. That's Lisa at SSPTV.com. Pass my spelling test for today. Hey, tomorrow, too, we're also going to have a feature on two of the girls swimming for the Hazelton Area High School. It's a pretty cool story. Make sure you're watching that. And remember to download the Samsung Productions app to take us with you on the go. That's it, everyone. Have a good night. Take it easy.
Watch us online anytime at SSPTV.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.